My name is Heidi Corona. I'm a psychic medium and an energy healer, animal communicator. I do all sorts of different things, but I want to get into self-care. So the definition of self-care, and I'm sure everyone already knows this, is anything that we do deliberately to take care of our own mental, emotional, or physical health. Okay? Self-care. Now, spiritual self-care, that is a thing, spiritual self-care, okay, is comprised of actions that we take to deepen our connection with our higher self, which is who we truly are, okay? This part of ourselves is the real us driven by our deep desires and what matters most to us at our core, okay? It's separate from the ego and is instead driven by the soul. It really made sense to me because there is self-care like bubble bath and treat yourself and pamper and this, that, right? But then spiritual self-care is not only to deepen the connection with yourself, your inner being, your higher self, whatever you want to call that, the innermost you that is at your core and those beliefs and values that matter most, right? That person at your very core, okay? So spiritual self-care is connecting with that, but also honoring that in our daily lives, right? Honoring our spiritual self in our daily lives. And I know that most of us are generally good people, right? We don't go out doing bad things. So that's not something that we can do disservices to ourselves in our daily lives with our actions. So let me tell you, these are the 3 tips that my guides gave me that I need for myself as well, that I use regularly, just to kind of put out there that are spiritual self-care tips that really do affect your energy body, that really do affect your life, and that you can do anytime, and no one will know but you. The first tip that my guides told me to put here was, give yourself permission to feel your feelings. Appropriately, of course, but all feelings are valid and should be honored. Again, give yourself permission to feel your feelings. A lot of times we don't do that, right? I know I don't do that. Like, when I get really upset or hurt or angry or whatever, maybe I want to ignore it or push it away or whatever, deal with it later, right? But if I don't come back to it and actually deal with that later, it just becomes this weight in your energy field that just drags you down of these things that you've not processed. So give yourself permission to feel your feelings as you have them, and you won't collect any more baggage as far as that goes if you process your feelings as you have them. Another thing they wanted to say was don't be hard on yourself, or condemn yourself when you're, say for instance, you're feeling a feeling of sadness, okay? You're really sad and you're crying. Don't be like, oh, this crying's weak, stop, right? Because then not only are you sad and crying, but you're also conflicting with being down on yourself, being angry that you're crying, condemning yourself that you're crying. You're putting so much more baggage onto that feeling that doesn't even have to be there. Doesn't have to be there. So don't be hard on yourself when you feel a certain feeling or you feel a certain way or you get angry and act a fool or anything. Don't be hard on yourself because everyone has feelings. And you have to allow yourself to feel them, but try to be more appropriate about how you handle them from that point. Okay, does that make sense? Have compassion for yourself. Simply allow the feeling, identify the feeling that you have, and have compassion for yourself, just as your higher self would. Okay? Because your higher self loves you, right? And has compassion for you and does not condemn you. Your higher self has the utmost closest link to what your experience here is with the most compassion at the biggest vantage point. That's how I feel about my higher self. Sees what's going on with me, feels it, knows it, and feels for me, but can't exactly do it, you know what I mean? Because I'm doing it, right? So give yourself permission to feel your feelings as they come. Number 2, say what you need to say when you need to say it. Don't let it build up like a dam and explode. Okay? Because when we don't speak our truths, now we all have energy centers in our body, right? Chakra energy centers. And this is not a chakra lesson or anything like that. I'm just, what it really is impacted by your communication is the throat chakra. Okay, so when you don't speak your truth or say what you need to say, it's like little jabs and little pokes and little pricks and whatnot that are just, you're jabbing at yourself, by holding back or not speaking honestly. So, or not speaking up for yourself, whatever it is. So say what you need to say. Don't hold on to that. Don't hold on to that, because it will come back up later somehow. Somehow it will. Jabs to energy like this are unnecessary. Speak your truth gently with compassion, of course. Spiritual self-care, things that you can do to just maintain that spiritual integrity that you carry in your energy field, that a lot of us don't even know about. Say what you need to say when you need to say it. You know, like if you just don't speak up about something, it pokes, it's a little poke that doesn't need to be there. And then the energy is not so, it's not exactly as it should be, because now it has this little wound or this little, you know, infliction upon it. So it's good to keep good energy management by saying what you need to say, feeling the feelings that you're experiencing and honoring them. And the third one I have here is be present in the now moment. Okay. And then just like I said before about like being, condemning yourself for crying, right? Oh, I'm so weak, I shouldn't cry. Right. Same thing. Don't be at odds with your present moment if you can help it. Now, what I mean by don't be at odds with your present moment is like, I have to go to stupid work. I hate my job. It's going to be miserable. I'm going to be miserable all day. And then I go to work and I know I'm going to be miserable because I hate this job and I don't want to be there, right? Now, that's being at odds because I know I have to go to work. I know I have to be there and do the job, etc., but I'm creating this negative energy about the whole experience, and I'm going to carry that with me throughout my whole day, and it's going to put the tone of the day. I'm sure you can understand that, right? So try not to be at odds with your now moment if you can help it. And if you have to break that down to like right now, not like literally right in this now moment, what do I need? Do I need a drink of water? Yes, I do. I need a drink of water. Okay. Now in this moment, am I okay? In this now moment, am I okay, or do I need anything else? No, I don't need anything else right now, right? But sometimes we just have to break it down like that, because the life going on, all the things going on can seem so outwardly influencing. So when you're at odds with your now moment. Now, okay, Eckhart Tolle talks about time and how we use clock time, right, to make appointments and do things and to keep our lives on schedule here. But he talks about adding psychological time to your now moment, okay? So please follow me. Yes, if adding psychological time. Now, if you think of psychological time, these are thoughts in your mind that you're wasting energy on thoughts that either are in the past and you cannot change them, and you've not come to terms with whatever about it, so you're ruminating on that, or you're worried about the future and you're trying to plan and worried about the future, this, that. And this isn't planning with action. This is planning, worrying in your head, you know, I'll stress this or that, worrying about worst case scenarios, etc. That is adding psychological time to your now moment and putting you slightly at odds with your now moment, because you're not here now. You're in wherever you're at, in that memory or in that whatever it is scenario in your head, right? And that can literally, if you continue to do that, can cause aging on your physical body. And I believe this. I've read it somewhere else too, and I don't know where I can say it at right now, but adding time, such as worrying about events while the clock is still ticking today, you're actually adding those timelines, those events, that time and energy into your energy field. It's swirling around in your mind, swirling around in your emotions. Nothing's happening with it because it's either old or it hasn't happened yet, right? But you're creating this energy and this thought in your field for whatever reason. Eventually it will impact your body somehow. And if that's not in some kind of an injury type of a way, that time will literally add age to your physical body once it reaches that density point, since you've done it for so long, right? And I can't say how long that is for anybody, but it does cause aging. I truly believe that. All right. That was the last tip for spiritual self-care. Be present in the now moment, and don't be at odds with your now moment if you can help it. Try to find enjoyment in anything that even if it's just, you know what, the temperature in here is really nice and I'm comfortable, even if that is what it is.